Welcome to Youth in Politics. The views on the show do not necessarily represent the views of YNE TV, Fox 23, or any of our sponsors.
Coming up on Youth in Politics, we talk about the accusations that are already flying in the main race for U.S. Senate. Then we turn to Hillary Clinton's campaign fundraising techniques. And finally, we'll turn to General Petraeus' report to Congress. Hello and welcome to Youth in Politics. I'm Dana Borowitz. To my right, we have Jake Roundtree, Ralph Cattell, Henry Beck, and Clark Gascoigne. And today we're going to start off by talking a bit about the accusations that have been flying in the main race for U.S. Senate. So far, we've heard from Tom Allen that some of Susan Collins' Senate staff has been using their Senate time to work on her campaign on taxpayers' dollars. Would you like to address this and sort of what the problem you're seeing there is?
Well, the thing is here is that Steve Abbott is considered the busiest man in Maine politics today. He's the chief of staff to Senator Susan Collins. He's in his free time running her U.S. Senate campaign and considering a possible run for United States Congress. How he's doing all of this on the taxpayers' money beats me. How can he run a Senate office working for the people of Maine while also trying to run her Senate campaign and consider his own congressional campaign?
Well, this is really a minor issue in the grand scheme of things, and frankly, Susan Collins is not out campaigning like Tom Allen. Susan Collins has missed no votes this year in the United States Senate. She has never missed a vote, in fact, whereas Tom Allen this year has already missed 110 votes, and he's representing Maine. So frankly, I'd be a lot more concerned about the actual congressman than someone's chief of staff.
Right. Well, the way she's voting on Iraq, I wish she'd probably missed more votes. But it is a serious issue when you think about, here you have a gentleman, Mr. Abbott, who has a substantial salary, and it's not just, is he getting in his car and driving home to take press calls. Both he and Jen Burita have made very politically charged comments, some about Tom Allen, to the Maine press as a matter of public record on public time. It's a serious issue, and if they're acting properly, if they haven't violated the law, let's have a full airing. Let's see the phone calls, let's see the emails. I find it very concerning as a Mainer.
The simple thing here is this. Susan Collins is dedicated to serve the people of Maine, and Tom Allen isn't. He's concerned, he's simply a political opportunist, whereas Senator Collins is focusing on making sure that she represents the people of Maine in the Senate. She's doing an honorable job, and I think this is simply unnecessary that we should be addressing issues like this.
Well, hopefully,
what her chief of staff is doing. I'm more concerned about what she's doing as far as policy goes and what she's doing in the Senate. I'm not concerned about whether or not her chief of staff has made phone calls, any of that sort. We're talking about real issues that concern the people of Maine.
It'd be nice to know that if her office would be who's being paid by the taxpayers of
the people of Maine,
the
she's
people of
representing.
Maine, who she's representing.
Isn't Tom Allen being paid as well?
The people of Maine to take phone calls about attacking.
The people of Maine pay Tom Allen. Well, the people of Maine pay Tom Allen to do his job, yet he's missed 110 votes. Maybe we should be concerned about that issue instead of what her chief of staff is doing in his spare time. We should be concerned about what Tom Allen is doing or what he isn't doing.
It's not
when he
spare
should
time,
be
Jake.
doing it.
It's taxpayer time, and it might be illegal.
We don't know whether or not it's illegal or not. Yes, we should wait to see
whatever
comes
media
out.
Decide that.
Let's dig out what is there, but let's just really focus on the issues. Let's talk about the things that concern the people. And let's also realize that Tom Allen is being paid to be a congressman, yet he is not serving his role fully. He is not fulfilling his role fully.
He has set up a full campaign office. He has separated his campaign obligations from what his congressional staff are doing. His congressional staff are working hard on taxpayer money for the taxpayers. Whereas his campaign is working on his campaign.
He is a congressman. But he is not acting like a congressman. He is a political opportunist, and that is all he is.
You're talking about the letter of the law. We're talking about the spirit of the law. And the spirit of the law is for Tom Allen to be doing his job. Tom Allen has never passed a bill in Congress. Tom Allen, despite the fact that 125 of his Democratic colleagues have a chairmanship of a subcommittee or committee, does not have one yet. He's been in the Congress for almost 11 years now. So his record speaks for itself.
I would think the spirit of the law would suggest that maybe the people being paid by the taxpayers shouldn't be running political campaigns.
And Dana, what
this is the only reason this is coming up is because Tom Allen has realized that this race is not going to be as easy as he thought. He realizes that the people of Maine support Susan Collins, and that the people of Maine realize that she's been doing a good job on their behalf in the Senate. And he also realizes that people are starting to recognize that he has failed them as a congressman, and it's about time that we take him out of political office.
But is there anything to be said at all for the fact that this is all happening on taxpayers' time? I think that is their main issue, and that maybe if she could just set up a separate office, this would all go away.
You know,
why are they keeping it sort of a thing?
Campaign financing is a very the laws concerning campaign finance are very tough to understand, and so I think we have to look at this. We'd have to have a full investigation, see what's going on. But I don't think anything illegal is going on.
And if something illegal is happening, that's a problem.
Then we can address it. But as far as it stands now, all we know is what is on the table, and that is Tom Allen has failed the people of Maine, whereas Susan Collins has served them honorably. That's all I know, and that's the only thing I'm speaking on.
Issue. It's simply that if you are a federal employee, if you're paid by the government, by the taxpayers of Maine, you don't spend your time doing political partisan activity. That's very simple.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, when we talk about Hillary Clinton, we'll see what you think about that. When Bill Clinton used to rent out rooms in the White House for political contributions.
You know, they say it doesn't matter, it's not important, but it's part of a larger issue about credibility. Susan Collins started this campaign by breaking a promise she made to the people of Maine to run only twice, and now we find out that she may be, you know, financing her campaign with our tax dollars, and it will become an issue as we go forward. I think it's important.
Do you think that this credibility issue
I don't
will
think it's a
continue?
credibility issue.
Why don't you?
I don't think it's a major issue. For the simple fact is, I don't think that he's doing anything illegal. Susan Collins is a very smart woman, and so is Steve Abbott. Whatever they're doing is, I think, is within the bounds of the law, and I think that what she is focused on is making sure that she serves the people of Maine, and that she and you look on the other side, and Tom Allen isn't doing that.
She's not running a campaign right now. She's out representing the people of Maine.
Tom Allen has kicked his campaign to high gear, and Susan Collins has not. She's been focused on the Senate race, and even despite the fact that she hasn't kicked her campaign to high gear, she's still beating him in the polls.
How much money has she raised in the past couple months?
How much has Tom Allen raised?
They're both raising considerable amounts of money.
They're both in campaign mode.
No. Tom Allen is in a lot higher gear than she is. You'll see what happens when she gets herself into high gear. There's no chance for Tom Allen to win this race, and I know you want him to, but there's no chance. The people of Maine are going to see through the fact that he's simply a political opportunist, and he's wanted this position ever since he got into Maine politics, and he's not going to get it because he's not qualified for the job. He's not qualified for the job.
That Congressman Allen has been fighting for the people, fighting to bring our troops home from Iraq.
He's missed 110 votes. How is he fighting for them? Why doesn't he show up to vote? Why doesn't he show up to vote? Why doesn't he show up to vote if he wants to fight for the people of Maine? Show up to vote. Get on a committee. Serve the people honourably. Do what Susan Collins does.
4 years for the Iraq legislation to pull troops out of Iraq.
4 years after Susan Collins entered the Senate, she took over the Intelligence Committee. 4 years, the Homeland Security Committee. What has Tom Allen done in his 11 years that he's been in Congress? Nothing. He's accomplished nothing. So don't tell me anything about who he's fighting for, because he's had an opportunity for a decade now to do something on behalf of the people of Maine, and he's failed to do so.
Yeah, they can take the floor.
You know, you can keep avoiding the question, Jacob, and that is Susan Collins or her staff breaking the law? Tom Allen has cast thousands and thousands of votes. He's helped thousands and thousands of people. He's been a leader on prescription drugs, on the environment. And you know,
leading in the wrong direction, but
and you know, most mayors will say, well, maybe Susan Collins has, you know, she's never missed a vote or a vote on this, but she votes the wrong way. She votes the wrong way on Iraq.
The people of Maine don't believe so. They reelected her last time she ran in 2002.
She's
all right. The people of Maine. She is one of the most populous senators in the country. The people of Maine support her, and she's been doing a good job. And I think that we should give her credit for that.
I think it's time to wrap up. When we come back after the commercial break, we're going to start to talk about Hillary and her campaign finance sort of fundraising techniques, and that will be after the break, right here on Youth in Politics.